Welcome to the Emotional Support Kitchen, where we take all the things that have transpired during the week, boil it down to our word of the day, and find something delicious in between the lines. Before we get started, I should introduce myself, yeah? My name is Dimitri, and I have been cooking and teaching by way of various mediums for people for quite some time now. But sometimes life gets in the way, and that's when you just need to process. So that's what we're here to do. One plate, one day, one word at a time. So let's see what our word is for this week. This week's word is hope. What can we do with hope? You know, honestly, I will tell you that I think that word is fitting for this week for me. And when I need to just feel better, one of my favorite snacks is popcorn. So today we're making popcorn pudding. Oh yeah, let's get weird. Now this isn't typical ho jello pudding or banana pudding. We're not getting that weird. I'm only calling it a pudding because it has the consistency between spoon bread, put a pin there because we'll talk about that again later, cream corn, and cornbread. So to start, we're going to steep our freshly popped popcorn in heavy cream. If you want to make this vegan, you can use oat milk because I think that would be the best option because of the viscosity of oat milk itself. The salt crock is back because you know what we got to do. We have a whole bunch of cream, so it's going to dilute the taste of the popcorn. So we're going to add that salt to bring that sweetness back out. Then we also have to have fresh corn because it makes no sense to have corn pudding and just rely on popcorn. That's crazy. Now let me correct myself. It's actually fresh frozen corn, and the main reason why I'm using frozen corn is because when we add cornmeal to this down the line, it'll be like cement, or you'll have to keep adding cream, and we want to taste the popcorn, right? So if you add frozen corn, because it has those ice crystals, that turns into liquid, and that liquid will help just slowly dissipate into the mix and give you creaminess instead of thick cement. The next step would be blending this all down. Now, you see it was very hot when I put it in my blender, which is why I vented it for a little while first. Okay, maybe it's a little too hot? Still a little too hot. But you want to blend it until it has a consistency that looks like oatmeal. That's the easiest way I can describe that to you. You want to still have some of the chunkiness that you would get from the actual popcorn itself. I know that sounds weird, but it will make sense in the end. So, the next step is we're going to toast our cornmeal with some butter. The reason why I'm doing that is because I freshly popped my popcorn, so there was no butter, no salt. Everything that you see is what I'm adding. So I'm toasting the cornmeal with the butter so that will give me that buttery, rich flavor that you kind of get from movie theater popcorn. Let's mix this all together. Now we're going to incorporate the blended popcorn cream mixture to this base so that it can become the pudding that we were looking for. However, remember, all the frozen corn from earlier, we blended into the mix. So you still want it to have that appearance of an actual authentic corn pudding. So we're going to add a little bit more corn so that you'll be able to see the chunks of corn throughout the pudding when you actually eat it. I also have some Parmesan cheese that I'm going to add to that as well so that there's a little bit more creaminess and it adds a little bit more salt to cut through the cream and to cut through the sweetness of the corn. I feel like we should start plating this. When it comes to garnishes, it's always important to remember what's in your base. We started off with some pecan oil and we toasted our cornmeal, which gives us some nuttiness. We have the richness and the full body of the cream and then the sweetness of the corn. So you want to add things that complement but also accentuate and highlight the actual pudding itself. So here I added a little bit of earthiness with some parsley and just a tinge bit more of salt with some fried pancetta. Cool. Let's sit down and take this all in. We started this video with the word hope, and we have a sunny bowl of goodness to kind of brighten the day that started from my love of popcorn. This is a week where I had to lean on hope for the future and from the lessons of the past to kind of pull through the week. I feel like that's what life is about sometimes. You have to take what you're given and turn it into something that you never thought could exist. So you tell me, how is your popcorn pudding? Does it taste like movie theater popcorn? Does it have the richness? Can you taste the sweetness of the actual corn? Mine's pretty good. I honestly think it could use a little bit more Parmesan. But those are notes to jot down for another day. What things have happened that makes you hopeful this week? Tell me in the comments. For me, I will say having the ability to sit here and start or end the week with you guys, playing some things out that are in my head, makes me hopeful that connection, genuine human connection, is still a possibility in the future. And if I'm honest with you, any space that gives me the thought process that there could actually be genuine hope for all of us is a space that I want to be in. I hope you got something here today. I hope you actually made some pudding that you enjoy, and I hope that the space is what it needs to be for you. Per the usual, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next Sunday with another random recipe inspired by whatever the chaos of the week brings me. Peace.